I am having a really hard time believing that what we are seeing on screen right now has been made from the ground up by the creators and the developers of the original Pokemon games. Beast of Reincarnation is Game Freak's huge brand new action RPG releasing on the 4th of August this year. So depending on when I get this video out, it might only be actually a week or so away, maybe even closer than that, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Hey guys, it's Max Smudge, and today I'm going to be going over everything we know about Game Freak's Beast of Reincarnation and why you should be just as excited as I am about one of the more unique game releases this year. So the game is set in the year 4026 in a post-apocalyptic Japan and is being completely overrun by an organic growth which has been named the Blight. So this is going to be similar to how in Horizon Zero Dawn, for example, when you explore the world and look all around you, you're going to see these huge man-made steel-type structures, even massive skyscrapers sometimes, that have now all been reclaimed by nature, covered in vines and overgrowth, and barely still standing. Just a really cool aesthetic that will really add a sense of scale and severity to how bad this end-of-world event called the Blight really is. So we're going to be controlling an Amnesiac Sealer? Yeah, I might have butchered that name, so I'm going to put it up on screen, but she's called Emma, and one of the more interesting things you might have seen on the game is that we're also going to have a loyal pooch companion travelling along with us on our journey called Ku, both of which have been affected by the Blight. So essentially our aim is to progress through the world, and it's important to mention to not expect this huge open world sandbox, but instead several larger and more open areas. Now, these areas are still going to offer us exploration, such as being able to find, upgrade resources and hidden locations, and we're going to actually have the option to travel to and from these areas still. So once you leave a particular location, for example, you're not going to be permanently locked out from it, and you're still going to be able to travel back as and when you please, which I think is great. So for anyone concerned with another open world bloatfest, don't be. There is a clear path to progress the story, and once we've traversed through the dangerous landscapes, overcome many spectacular boss encounters, we must then defeat the Beast of Reincarnation. So onto the meat and bones as to why I am so excited for this game, the gameplay. Beast of Reincarnation has this really unique blend of real-time strategy with the fast-paced combat you'd recognise from most action games. Now we're going to play as the Blight-infected Emmet. Combat is going to be fast with a heavy emphasis on parries, dodges and blade arts. And like in many other action games nowadays, enemies will have both a health bar and a posture bar. The health bar can of course be hacked away at to take enemies down, but in order to really take advantage of Emma's abilities, parrying is something which you're going to want to be able to master. So when we parry an attack, not only do we not actually take any damage, but we'll cause the enemy's posture bar to fill up, which is going to enable us to land some pretty devastating final blows. But parrying also has another pretty important use. So when we parry an attack, this is actually going to fill up our FP gauge, which is what we use to perform Bloom Arts with Ku. Throughout the game, we're going to unlock many different abilities for Ku, all with varying amounts of uses and FP required to perform. So for example, we might have some lower level abilities that might only cost us actually 2 or 3 FP to perform, so they're going to be less effective but a lot quicker to build up and execute. But then we might unlock some higher level abilities which could cost the entire FP bar to use, obviously therefore that's going to take longer to build up. But when we use these abilities, we are going to absolutely wipe the floor with whoever gets in the way. So to give you a few examples, the type of things to expect that you can use Ku's abilities for, you can of course use them to hit enemies with massive posture or health damage. You can stun them in place so you can rain hell on them with no need to worry about any incoming damage. You can build up specific status effects on enemies or even counteract certain enemy attacks. Ku really does seem to be a very good boy. So don't think you've got away that lightly. If you want to progress through the story of Beast in Reincarnation and become your absolute all-powerful self, big massive boss fights for a price you are gonna have to pay, unfortunately. So at the end of each area, once the corresponding boss has been defeated, Emmet is going to absorb the boss's power, which will unlock another FP ability for Ku to use in battle, further expanding your arsenal. Now, in regards to Emma's progression abilities, it's pretty typical to be honest. So as you progress through the different combat encounters and you complete different boss fights, you're going to earn SP points, which can be spent to unlock completely brand new skills and even enhance any skills that you've previously unlocked to make them even more lethal. And these same SP points are also going to be used for leveling up our actual attributes. So similar like to how in Dark Souls, in Elden Ring, in quite a few different RPGs at this point, we're going to be able to level up our strength, health and stamina. The game is probably going to call it something different, but essentially that's what it's going to be. And on top of our actual skill progression, as you'd expect to find in any good RPG, as we explore, we're going to be able to find new equipment to either help raise certain stats or synergize with a certain build that we might be trying to go for. So of course, we'll be able to find new swords throughout our adventure, different ranged weapons such as crossbows and bows, even different armor pieces which come with slots for soul stones, which we can equip in these slots to further increase specific stats such as extending parry windows and increased critical hit chances. So all in all, there is an absolute ton to find and unlock to give us a huge amount of build diversity and to cater to loads of different playstyles. If there's a specific way of playing action games you enjoy, there's a good chance Beast of Reincarnation has you in mind. So, in regards to Endgame, now, this isn't actually something I've read a lot on, it was just something I actually seen on Site X, so I thought, why not include it as well? I think it's probably got some legs to it. So the game is estimated to be around a 30 to 40 hour experience. But what is exciting is that the trophy list for the game on PlayStation has actually leaked, which has confirmed that for the Platinum Trophy, you're going to need to complete at least one full New Game Plus playthrough. Now, as of making this video at least, Game Freak haven't confirmed anything on New Game Plus, so we've no idea if this is going to affect things like enemy placement, enemy variety, difficulty, player progression. We just don't know yet. We literally only know about this because of the trophy list leak, but it is very encouraging to know that upon completing the game, we have that incentive to go through it all again, because I don't know about you, but there is just something about New Game Plus, about just making your character more and more powerful that I just find so addictive. I've actually recently been playing a bit of the God of War Ragnarok New Game Plus, unlocking new armors and higher level gear for Kratos, leveling up my Blades of Chaos even further. Yeah man, it's just honestly so cool, I really love it. So yeah, unfortunately, no exact details as of yet at least, but very exciting that it does seem to be there and ready for launch to give players who are wanting that little bit more bang for the buck, that option of being able to keep playing and to hopefully still keep earning rewards. So just something to keep an eye on with that one. You know, I was already really looking forward to this game, but since making this video and diving into things a little bit deeper, I actually do feel like it's taken my hype level up a notch, honestly. It still seems absolutely insane to me, honestly. When I look at this game, the same people who give me an upbringing on Pikachu and Charizard, they're now having me attack demons covered in leaves with my pet dog. And I love it. I love it. So again, guys, if this one is taking your fancy, August 4th it releases, and it's actually day one on Game Pass. So hopefully you'll all be able to check it out at some point, because to me at least, this is looking like it's going to be a hell of an experience. So with that, my friends, that is actually all I've got for you today. Thank you so much everyone for watching. If you enjoyed, a like would be massively appreciated. And if you'd even consider subscribing for future videos I'll do just like this, that'd be pretty awesome. Thanks again everyone, you're an absolute bunch of legends. Take it easy and look after yourselves, and I will see you next time.